Hello, everybody. Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, joined by Dennis from Windmill Slam. Dennis,
What?
what's going on?
How goes it?
Congratulations on getting the front page of Reddit today.
Yeah, a gif of me being shitty at shuffling cards was on the front page of the Magic Reddit today. So that's good.
He's a famous man. This Dennis over here, he's a
I
famous
know.
man.
What are you gonna do? It
He's
happened.
he's moving his way up too. Win millionaires, gaining some
Yeah.
traction, gaining some steam. What's the
People,
what's the highest view count you got on that bad boy?
it's like 6,000 or something.
That's not bad. That's not
No,
bad.
but the professor really likes it, so that's good.
Yeah, did that episode
The
get
one with
like
the
more
professor did
traction
air,
because of
yeah.
him?
And then we took a 6 month break because I didn't write any new game show. But then I did, and now it's back. And
Right.
the new one should be up in the next couple of days.
Well, that seems a lot more difficult than just recording a draft, so it
Yeah,
understandably.
it's more difficult and it's kind of easier in a dumb way, but I don't think this is really the place to get into this.
All right. Well, let's get into it. We've got a little bit to go over. So, whose
Hmm?
card is it anyway? Episode 8. We've got our two cards from last week. Raul Zarek, Is It Apprentice, which was done by Dennis,
No
and
shit.
Zara Temporal Wiz, which was done by me. Survey says, what are the results? We've got 41%
That's
Raul Zarek,
fair. That's fair. I think
59%
I should
Zara.
lose a lot of points for just using Ral again, but I like him too much. So
Well, let's critique each other's cards real quickly because, like I said, we do have quite a bit to get through. So we'll critique. Why don't we just critique mine first? Because I think there was some. At least mine won, but it was very controversial. There were people that maybe didn't understand it or didn't like it. So we can talk about the parts that people didn't like first, which was they didn't feel that it felt like guild leader abilities because she had to sacrifice herself, which isn't very like you wouldn't expect a
oh,
leader to do that.
I wouldn't worry too much about that. I also don't know why she has to sack. Oh, I suppose I do. I don't like the end the turn text. Like I know time stop exists and stuff. I don't like that. It's a weird.
You
It
mentioned
feels
that
weird
on
to me as
you
a
mentioned
player.
that on last week's episode too, because someone actually had an end the turn on a card, and that was what made it, I think, a little bit easier to predict whose card was who. People already know your favorite planeswalker is Ral
Yeah.
Zarek, and you mentioned like earlier in the episode that you didn't like a time stop effect, so it would be even more strange if you put it on a card.
Yeah, it doesn't like um for any player, not even a new player, for any experienced player that hasn't run into that. When you say end the turn, it's always followed with, all right, what does that mean though? Like, what does that actually do?
Yes,
And it's just not intuitive because it's not a thing they put in the game.
that's
Now,
true.
if it was that, I mean, it's not your fault. It's not more common in the game, so I don't know if I should dock you for that. I just don't like it.
Okay. Well, let me go over the full extent of what my card's capable of doing because it seems like some people didn't quite understand how it worked. So, you can obviously use it to end your opponent's turn on their upkeep and basically time walk them. You can also take an extra turn and then sacrifice Zara to end the turn so you don't lose the game because you lose the game at the beginning of that end step.
I
Not
was thinking, is that how that works? Is that definitely how that works?
Yes, I had a crack research team. I had 10 people on it. We looked it over. We figured it out. But Zara even goes deeper than that. So you can take an extra turn, then on that extra turn, take an extra turn after this one again, then time stop, and you actually get to take two extra turns, but then lose at the end of that second turn.
Unless you sacrifice her.
Well, no, you have to sacrifice her. So you take an extra turn.
I thought you meant literally cast time stop.
No, no. Use her red activated ability.
Yeah, I get you.
On your extra
You
turn,
can get two turns out of her.
yes.
That's
Instead of
cool.
just the extra turn, you can get two extra turns, but then you
That's really
lose at the
cool.
end of that
It's
second extra turn.
random and confusing, and that's is it all over?
Well, good, because some people, there was also some comments that it wasn't very is it, which I didn't realize.
I think it is. I think that's totally is it.
But I was proud of it. It is a confusing card, and it's clunky, and it's expensive, and it probably would lead to some confusing board states. But I did want something that was like, I did want it to kind of tell a story where it's this woman that's really powerful and can control time, but she's not quite perfect at it.
It's
So,
very is it. It's high risk, high reward, messing with things you probably shouldn't be messing with. Like it's perfect.
well,
I
let's
think.
talk. Let's talk about Ral Zarek because your card is actually very powerful too. I didn't realize exactly. I actually thought it was overpowered when I first read it because I didn't. I think read the first line, which is just reveal the top card of your library.
You don't draw it or anything.
Yes. So I actually really like your card. It's more balanced than I realized. People's main complaint with your card was that it's broken with, like, I guess, extremely expensive instants and sorceries. Any, any,
Sure, like you can cast Temporal Mastery off it or like Enter the Infinite and stuff. Is that the
what's the one where you can, like, play every card? No, it's an enchantment. The one that lets you play any card in your hand.
Omniscience?
Yes. So the best one is the one where you get to draw your whole library, and
That's Enter the Infinite, right?
I think so, which wasn't even played that much.
I mean, sure though. It's also a 6 mana 3/4 rare legendary creature.
No, I think it's actually balanced.
Like whatever. At that same time, like Into the Infinite's pretty busted and all, but Into the Infinite costs what, 8 or 11 or something?
Is the haste supposed to be underneath the tap ability? That confused me.
In terms of templating, I'm not actually sure. Looking at it now, it doesn't look right.
Because I felt it didn't look right, but not one person mentioned it. So I was like, oh, maybe I'm the one that's wrong. But I have no idea.
Into the Infinite costs 12.
Oh, well, I mean, it'd be good. This card would be particularly good with Mystical Tutor or something like that.
Or you can like cast it during your upkeep and then you draw a card and you can do it again if you missed. Because he untaps himself if he doesn't hit a thing.
I thought it was good. It was still close, 59-41%.
Yeah, so. But I think that means you pull ahead, don't you?
Yes. Results are 4-3, and
one off.
Yeah, we are close.
Oh boy.
There's still some more game left though. I'm not getting cocky.
I can tell you something. I said I was gonna make you eat a card as part of the promo we shot for Win Millionaire 2 days ago. I ate a card.
Oh yeah, how did it taste to prepare me for it?
Instantly vomited everywhere.
Oh no.
Now, to be fair, this was like spoiler alert. It was like a carrot, cauliflower, broccoli, raw egg milk smoothie.
Ugh.
Plus magic card, so it was real bad. You know in Rocky when he cracks the eggs and he drinks them?
Yes.
That's kind of what we were going for. It's just a straight shot of just me spewing bright green liquid everywhere.
Oh my god. Okay.
You gotta suffer for your art, man.
I might just try the card on its own. I think I might bypass the raw smoothie aspect.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Whoops, we didn't critique last week. As someone mentioned on stream, we did not talk about our cards last week. So let's go over yours first this time.
Mine's probably just broken. It's probably just broken.
People said, I think that was the main complaint, was that it was overpowered because instead of would die, you get to return it to your hand. So with like sacrifice effects, you can just keep using it.
But I mean, you can do that with reassembling skeleton.
Don't you have to like pay to bring it back though?
Well, you have to cast this again.
I guess that's true.
Although it cantrips when you do that, that's really good.
It's a very powerful card, and I think that was the main complaint.
If you have like, what's the Nantuko Husk? This is 2 and a blue draw card for the rest of the game.
Yeah. It's pretty strong.
That's really good.
And if you have some ability that can just target it too, you don't even need a sack effect, really.
Yeah, no, that's true. If you have like a tapper or something, but it needs to be repeatable ability. So like.
Yes, it is. I mean, it's a powerful rare. I think there probably maybe something could have been reworded instead of becomes a target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it. Maybe instead of I don't know, something could have been swapped to make it slightly.
It's too
less...
cheap. It's too cheap. And that our spec was 2 and a blue. This card's probably be like 3 with blue or something.
But the people who voted for it did love the flavor aspect of it. Not just the flavor text, but like how it's working. Yeah, he's constantly moving. Okay, Mystical Mentor. So that mine was based on a card I designed before a long time ago.
Someone called that cheating.
It was like a vampiric tutor effect.
Yeah, no, I like it. And if they kill the thing before, you don't get your card.
Yes, that was
perfect.
Basically it.
It's a sweet design. It's a sweet card. It's not hugely powerful, like at all.
Yeah, I think that was the main complaint of it. Wasn't I think that I read was that maybe it was a little bit too high risk, not quite enough reward or something.
It's still a 1-for-1. Like if they're spending a premium remove spell and you're 1/3, fine.
I also don't like that you have to reveal the card, and the only reason you have to is because it has to be an instant
sorcery. Certain type. Yeah.
I wanted it to be a search any effect, but that would have been.
That's probably too good.
It's too black. It's not blue.
Yeah.
So it had to be instant or sorcery, which means you have to reveal the card. So it takes a little bit of the mysticism away from it because your opponent knows what you're doing. But had to be done. All right. That's it. We got some cards to go over. Let's do this. Commenter's cards. Daniel Sivertson. We're only going to spend like a minute or less on each card.
Lots.
Zik, Head of Electromancy. So 4/4 Goblin Wizard. You have no maximum hand size. Instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 more to cast for each other instant and sorcery you have cast this turn. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, Zik, Head of Electromancy, deals 1 damage to target creature or player, and you draw 2 cards. Jeez.
That's ridiculous.
That seems insane.
That's way too strong.
They should have made it. I think if you'd made it draw 1 card, it still would have been maybe a little more acceptable.
Like, that's insane. Draw 2 is just nuts. Attaching that to like lightning bolts, like this is a ridiculous commander.
Yeah, maybe get rid of the deal 1 damage to target creature
Make
or
it a
player.
card.
Yeah, just draw a card every time
That's
you cast
fine,
an instant
yeah.
or sorcery. That would have been pretty nasty still. Flavor text. Is it always once more power? Electrical, that is. Okay.
It's all right.
Next we have Gazer Mensch. What a mensch, Dennis. What a mensch.
Hey-oo.
Instant and sorcery spells cast from your hand are exiled as they resolve rather than being placed into the graveyard.
That's
Whenever
definitely not worded right, but that's okay.
Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may cast a card exiled with Gazer Mensch without paying its mana cost. Okay,
Well,
so
that's insane.
your spells are exiled, and then whenever you cast an instant, you can cast an instant or sorcery.
But then after they're cast from exile, they go to the graveyard.
Ah, wait. Cast from your hand or exiled.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So it like gives you. I actually kind of like that effect. That's kind of cool.
Stores them. That's actually okay.
I feel like he shouldn't be a 4/5 for some. I know it seems petty, but 4/5 in blue-red seems just a bit odd.
I thought that originally when I read it, I thought that it like say you put a lightning bolt in exile with them, that you just attach a free lightning bolt to every spell you cast. That's not how it works.
Yeah, this actually.
They go into the bin after you cast them from exile.
This actually makes sense. So it kind of gives
fine.
you a
That's
double
really cool.
effect, but not until you cast another instant or sorcery. I actually like this one. This one's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next we have Dak Faden, Greatest Thief in the Multiverse. 2/3 Human Rogue. When Dak Faden, Greatest Thief in the Multiverse, enters the battlefield, gain control of up to 2 target artifacts. Flavor text, I always find a way to get what I want. Dak Faden, Greatest Thief in the Multiverse. A little bit too underpowered.
Yeah, that card sucks. I'm gonna be honest.
2/3. Why is he so weak for 6
Now
mana?
in Commander, maybe you're nabbing some batter skulls or whatever. That's pretty good. But,
Yeah, I mean, I do. Yeah, Commander would be fun. He doesn't feel. Yeah, he needed something else.
Mm-hmm.
Just taking 2 artifacts not quite good enough. Sorry, name taken. But
Kellum Alpha Weird is too good, I think.
okay, yeah, Kellum Alpha Weird next. 6/1.
Oh, maybe not.
Pay a blue, tap, target creature is unblockable. Play a red, tap, target creature gains double strike. Whenever you play a red or blue spell, you may untap Kellum. This is kind of cool.
It's actually okay. Yeah, it's not that strong, really.
Does he feel, is it? Not that I know flavor very well.
Yeah, I mean, like Nivik Cyclops and stuff does this kind of stuff. And the weirds pump each other. The double strike is weird, kind of. But, like, sneaking through damage and making it huge is an easy thing to do.
Okay. Yeah, I actually kind of like this card. And 6/1, it's so easily killable that it's probably just fine.
Right?
Okay. Good job, Matthias Kangashaka.
You can't attack with it and give it double strike without doing something funny, so.
Next, we have Mike's Game Domain, who actually just redid Melik, Is It Paragon? So made it a 1/6. At the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card. Discard a red card. It deals 2 damage to a creature or player. Discard a blue card. Counter target spell.
That is basically strong.
Most experiments are a flop. But Melik, my proudest creation, Niv Mizzet.
The discard a blue card counter target spell is way too good.
I think so too. And
3 counter spells?
discard a specific card with an effect. I don't feel like they do that too often because there's enough effects where you can draw like a bunch of cards and being able to, like the one that comes to mind is that Ad Nauseam deck that uses the red card to just like discard a bunch of charge countered onto it and it deals damage. You know what I'm talking about? Well, whatever that was, this feels eerily similar to that. But yes, discard a blue card counter target spell just seems way too annoying. It's a free counter spell, more than once per turn, potentially. Okay, next we have Jizzix. Is it Analyst? He's a goblin scientist. Not familiar with that creature type. 2/2. When Jizzix Izzet Analyst enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards. Whenever you draw a card, you may put 2 examination counters on Jizzix Izzet Analyst. Then remove X examination counters from him. You may cast target instant or sorcery spell with converted mana cost X or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. Flavor text: I am sure Melik would reach the Maze's End, but Niv Mizzet would never choose him over me.
Yeah, so two typos in the card: chose instead of choose, and instant or sorcery spell.
Yeah,
That's
Nicholas
fine.
Westgard did say in his last thing that English is not his first language,
Well, then
so
that's totally fine. That's
yes.
totally fine. Um, Alex, quick aside: how blue is this show allowed to be?
Well, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out.
I don't think Wizards is gonna print a card with both the words jizz and anal in its name. Is
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
was gonna say.
You know, it'd be funny if Nick did that on purpose, just to see if we'd notice. I mean, after saying his name Jizzix, it's like,
It's like Jizzix is it analyst hyphen penetrator. It's like, all right, we gotta draw the line. So you can cut all of this from the show if you want, but we just wanted to
I'm gonna
ask.
give Nicholas Westgard the benefit of the doubt that he does not know what jizz is, and he
Fair.
possibly doesn't know what anal is.
I
But
hope he knows what anal is.
both of both of those a bit odd on. And scientist, I kind of like what it's doing. You
No,
get
it's
to
actually
draw.
no. Joking aside, sweet card.
You
That's
put
totally fine.
examination counters on it because he's a scientist. You remove examination counters. He
I
probably
think
could
you
have
should
just
get
been a
examination
wizard.
counters when you cast instants and sorceries rather than drawing cards, though.
You didn't need to make a new creature type scientist. He could have been a wizard.
Yeah.
And the examination counters would have been fine. But kind of a cool card. I like that
Yeah,
it's got a weird, unique effect and it's studying and stuff. Okay. Next, I think these are the final 2. We have Bruce Niger. My design is the still young son of Niv Mizzet, Niv Draenok, who's a dragon wizard scion.
We do not have Mizzet as a name. Anyway,
4/4 flying. Play with the top card of your library revealed. If the revealed card is red, red sources inflict. I think that would just red sources deal 1 extra
additional
damage
damage or whatever. Yeah.
until end of turn. If it's blue, blue creatures have hexproof. And then 2 a red and a blue, exile the top card of your library. Okay. Flavor text: my father's vision led the Izzet Guild towards greatness. Mine will complete the journey. I kind of like the flavor text, but what do you got,
Yeah.
Dennis?
The card's fine. I like that. That's an interesting thing, having the top revealed, the top card of your library dictates stuff like that. There's cards that have done that before. There's that vampire that is top card of your library's black, gives them +2/+1, and all that stuff.
Nocturnus, yes.
There you go. So I like it. That's totally fine.
Very cool card. And I like the relationship to Niv Mizzet. Always fun. Okay, next we have Annie Cow. My remake, Melik. She just remade Melik. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, deal 2 damage to target creature or player, and Melik Izzet Paragon gets +2/+0 until end of turn. That is a big dude. Yeah, I bet he could surely deal all sorts of damage. Seems very powerful.
That's a fine card. That's not too busted. I don't think it's
Not
strong,
busted. I like it.
but it's fine.
Okay, cool card. That would have been a perfectly acceptable change.
Mhm.
Okay, so card suggestion for this week's episode comes from Jonathan Montgomery. I have a suggestion. Normally, double face cards in Innistrad transform from normal or nice to weird or evil, but does it always have to be that way?
No, it doesn't, Jonathan.
3 and a black,
No.
black rare creature. The card transforms into a white permanent of some kind. So it could be an enchantment, it could stay a creature, it could be a
Mine transforms into a
land.
scheme.
Well, I guess it couldn't be a land because lands don't have color. So pretty much creature, enchantment, planeswalker. Am I missing a permanent it could turn into? Artifact or something. Yeah, because artifacts
Yeah.
could technically be white, but they typically don't do that very often.
Mine
All right,
transforms
so...
into a world enchantment with a cumulative upkeep of 2.
What?
But never mind. Go on.
All right, I'm going to read both of our cards,
Mhm.
and we're not going to comment on it until next week, and then we're going to go to the end. We're going to do some plugs. Here we go. First, we have Possessed Inquisitor, 3 and a black, human soldier horror with Death Touch. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life. At the beginning of your end step, if you control a cleric, transform Possessed Inquisitor. Flavor text: with great zeal, Inquisitor Vestin purged the moorlands of all heretics. And he's a 4/4. Flips into Renowned Chaplain, who's a human cleric with lifelink. At the beginning of your upkeep, you gain 1 life. When this creature transforms into Renowned Chaplain, you may destroy target vampire, werewolf, or zombie. He's a 4/4. Flavor text: being cleansed of that fiend has not removed the memories of what transpired. I must atone for my sins. Next, we have Thraben Throat Cutter. 3 and a black for a 4/3 human assassin who has Death Touch. Sacrifice a clue. Transform Thraben Throat Cutter. Flavor text. These streets were once wrought with fear. Transforms into Thraben Nightwatch, which is an enchantment. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance. Flavor text. Never again shall we allow this to happen to the good people of this city. Thraben Nightwatch Oath. Okay, I will be posting both cards in the video description. You can click on that with an imager link, take a look, make your pick. We're getting close here, Dennis. It's 4-3 right now, so this is an important one for you. You've really got to
come back. And if we go to 4-4 sudden death, oh boy.
Yeah, that's going to be a crazy one if it gets to that. Okay, so you can vote at you can email us at whosecardisitanyway@gmail.com. I think, do you read that too? I log in and check that out.
I'm sorry.
You could have lied.
I just don't have it saved on my phone, so I just don't log into it.
All right, well, whatever.
Plus,
Excuses.
You make the
Twitter
stuff. Full disclosure: Alex does way more work for this than I do. I send him my card 20 minutes before we film the show, and today I almost didn't even do that. So
and then he dominates me after I do all the PowerPoints. All right, Twitter at WCIIA podcast. Thank you everybody who's been tweeting us at that. I know it hasn't been much, but we also haven't been tweeting much. I'm trying to just let you know whenever an episode's up. Feel free to vote on there. What do you want to say, Dennis?
I wanted to say, when you're suggesting cards now, it just popped into my head. Bear in mind, this could be the season finale.
That's a good point.
Either you hit 5 this week and you win, or next week. So this might be our last episode for the foreseeable for now.
For this season, that's a good point. This could be season. This could be. This could
have been the season finale we just did.
Well, yeah. No, next week could be the season finale, right?
Sure, we still have to do a reaction and stuff. We
yes.
Still have cards.
So that's crazy to think about. These are short. We have a short season. We're not like the American television series.
We're like British television.
We're doing the Europe. Yeah,
we do 2 seasons and then never again. And then later on you do with another American guy and you do 12 seasons.
Yeah, good point. Well, we got to milk it. Us Americans, we got to milk it for everything it's worth there.
Your office is way better than our. Anyway, way off track.
Leave a comment with a suggestion for next week. As Dennis said, remember to include the card cost, the color, the rarity, and the type. Be sure to vote. Make it clear for us who you're voting for. That's going to be it for this week. Dennis, please plug away. Plug-a-reno. Wait, didn't you have big news? Didn't we say we were going to say, did that happen or not yet?
Oh, the Audric thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So Wizards posts a Magic story every week. And you can link to this in the description if you want. And these people, led by a guy called Jen, if I remember correctly, do an audio drama of the show, of the story every week. So they get someone to write an audio version of it, like a radio play. And they asked me to be Audric. So now I'm Audric in that. So I get to be all like, Executive Officer Greet, we must do all this shit, and it's sweet. So go check it out.
That is cool. I'm going to look for it. Otherwise, you can link it to me, Dennis, and I'll put it in the video description because I might not know where to find it. Also, you can find him at Windmill Slam. It's on YouTube. Just type in Windmill Slam. You can find that.
When we started Windmill Slam, however many aeons ago, when you search Windmill Slam on YouTube, it was compilations of people slam dunking in basketball. And now it's not anymore. Now we are above that. So,
nice.
If that's not going on my resume, I don't know what is.
I got a funny email or message from somebody, and it said, all I have to do is type in Seems, and I'm like number 2 on Seems or something. I'm like, wow, I wonder what's number 1 on Seems. That's weird.
That's funny. But the problem is people on our YouTube ads get served ads for decorative windmills for their front yards.
Oh.
Which is not something
that's hilarious
in the history of the world has ever wanted.
That's funny because all of my ads have switched to just gamer ads. But that's
that makes
funny.
Sense.
Yeah, that's funny.
But the algorithm thinks we're a channel about windmills.
Decorative windmill, thanks. Okay, that's it for this week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We look forward to your vote. This could be the season finale.
Could be. Wow. Well, I mean, we'll do a wrap-up show next week if you win.
Oh, yeah, I guess next week. Next week could be the finale. We'll see.
Or the sudden death.
Perhaps this will be milked for longer. Take it easy. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.